Okay guys, so this video is going to be kind of a house update video of sorts. We had another vent added to the first floor master bathroom, and I'll show you why in a minute. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with the second floor master bathroom, or mine, and show you how mine is currently set up, okay? Like show you the vents and everything. Okay, so not including the exhaust fan, there are 3 vents in this bathroom, okay? There's 2 right here, as you can see right there, okay, in the main area of sorts. All right, and over here in the room that the toilet's in, there's another one right up there. So this bathroom has a total of 3 vents for the air conditioning and the heating. Really very good ventilation, and covers the area greatly. And let me just get you back here. Okay, and as you know, these vents are on the ceiling because this is from the air handler for the second floor is in the attic, so that's why they come from the ceiling, which is fine. Now let's go ahead and take a trip downstairs and show you what the first floor master bathroom had and what it now has. So, little side note here, we were getting the crown molding fixed up because the house had settled, and the guy had a little accident with the chandelier here. You see that? See that one thing kind of broke? So, no problem, we got replacements once, they said he'll fix it, no problem, so it happens, but we'll get it fixed. Okay, so here on the first floor master bathroom, this bathroom is a little bit smaller than mine. There's Marco on the bed right there. This bathroom is a little bit smaller than mine, but it's still a precinct, yeah, that's a word. It's still a pretty decent area. They have a sloped ceiling, so their ceiling is a little bit higher than mine. There's their exhaust fan, if you remember. So let me just get you a general idea of how this is set up. Okay, so you walk in here, and you got a basic idea of how it's all set up, okay? Now, do you see that one vent under the sink there? That was the only vent the bathroom originally had. And, you know, that was just very weird because even though this bathroom isn't quite as big as mine, just that one vent, and especially that size for this whole bathroom, it was terrible. It, like, in the winter, even when the heat was running, there's Bella, in the winter when the heat was running, it would still be pretty cold in here. You know, my mom didn't like it at all. So finally, after talking with the HVAC guys and everything, and house warranties or whatever, they finally got a second vent installed. Not underneath the other sink right there, so they got one right here, and one right here by the toilet. That's where the second vent was installed. And we had 2 separate guys work on this. We had the tile guy for the tile, obviously, and then the HVAC guy for the ducts, which I'll show you in the basement in a bit. So, the way it worked is, let me take this grate out. Okay. Basically what the guy did was, he tapped very carefully to get just this tile, it used to be a solid, just one piece tile here. He tapped very carefully to get just this tile out while not affecting any of the others. So that way when he put the new tile down, it didn't affect as much. You can see we have some spare tiles right here. You can see them right there. And he used that to put it back where he took off the old tile. He cut it perfectly to the size of the vent opening, and it came out great. And now the bathroom with the 2 vents that it has, let's put that back in, open that back up. The bathroom gets so much more ventilation now than it used to, because now you have both areas covered for the most part. You got this area right here, which is kind of a corner, as you can see, and you got the one for this area right here. Now remember, for the first floor, all the vent ducts are in the basement, so they got to come up through the floor. So that's why they're down there. So you got a vent over there, and you got a vent over here right now. And one of the things too was that because there was no second vent in this bathroom, my mom was closing a lot of the vents, understandably so. She was closing the other vents, this vent right there, and that one over there, because she wanted to get more airflow into the bathroom, which I can understand. The bathroom was very cold and everything, but it was creating another problem. And I'll explain it to you when we get back down, when we get down to the basement, okay? So now you saw that, okay? Let me just show you once more. Original vent right there. Second vent right there. Much more coverage and much better than it was. Okay, so now we'll go downstairs and I'll show you how they connected everything together. Hope you don't mind me walking, because I want to keep this video one clip just to make it a little bit easier for later. Okay, let's head downstairs. I'm sure you're all familiar with this by now. Okay. So, let's see. So, this round duct here is the Zone 2 main duct, which goes to the master bedroom and bathroom. And right here is where they installed the second duct. So this goes to under the window that you saw before, and this is the brand new one that goes to the bathroom. You cut into the duct very easily, and this duct right here is pre-insulated, and it's also very flexible because when it was inside the box was maybe the height of like halfway up the water heater, and then when you took it out of the box, I mean, look how long this thing is. This is one whole duct. It is not into different parts or anything. That is one whole duct. So we tied it into there, okay? It goes over that beam, over the steel beam, and above the water pipes up there. And now it is over here, and you can see where it feeds into the bathroom right there. You can see right up there, that's where the vent is. And you know, the only issue with the vent duct is, like, you know, now this light bulb doesn't quite light up this area as much as it used to. This one still does a pretty good job. And you know, you can kind of see the, you know, the duct in front of the window and things like that, but it's like the light still comes through the window. It doesn't really darken that much. It's fine. And we can always do something later, because like I said, this is not a rigid duct at all. This is all flexible duct, and that's how they did it. They just simply tied into there and brought it all across here and put it up into the bathroom right there. So like I said, now the bathroom has much more ventilation than it did. And just for fun, you can see the pipe that that comes from the toilet, which is right there. You recognize the corner. Okay, so basically what the problem was, like I said, was she was closing a lot of the other vents. Well, I really shouldn't say closing. She was near closing a lot of the other vents because she wanted to get more air pressure into the bathroom because it was so cold. Well, the problem with that is, okay, again, there's in this case, the duct on the left is going to Zone 2, okay? And this doesn't branch off at all until right here. Okay, this is the, no, that's the wrong duct. Where is it? Let's see. Right here. This main duct doesn't branch off until right here. And that goes under the window that you saw. So you can see there's a long stretch of duct right there. So because she was closing the other vents and trying to get more room to the, or more air to the bathroom, which duct is it? It's actually going across this way. Here it is. This duct was getting most of the air pressure, and that was causing airflow problems with the furnace. All right, so we're actually going to go walk down over to there right now, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because some of you may not have seen this before, so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, so as you remember, these are the Zone 1 and 2 dampers, okay? Zone 1 is the main first floor, and Zone 2 is the master bedroom and bathroom, okay? Well, whenever this was running, or rather when this damper was open and Zone 1 was closed, okay, there was a significant change in the sound of airflow from the air handler, which means that the airflow was getting pretty restricted to a point that wasn't very good, because for a while, when Zone 2 was calling for heat and Zone 1 wasn't, okay, a lot of times the furnace kept tripping the high limit. So it kept shutting off the burner because the heat exchanger was getting too hot. And because, you know, the airflow was so restricted from the Zone 2, from the way that the vents were in Zone 1 wasn't calling for heat, so it was closed. And, you know, it really caused, like I said, airflow problems, and then the furnace was tripping the high limit. So, you know, I told my mom, I was like, you know, I know you're trying to get more heat to the bathroom, but if you don't open up these vents, you know, the heaters, the furnace is going to keep tripping the thermal overload, and then, you know, you don't want to damage heat exchanger because that's incredibly expensive to replace. So she did. She opened up all the vents fully, and when just Zone 2 was running, this was actually not as loud, so I know there was much more airflow going through, and the thermal overload or high limit, whatever, wasn't tripping anymore, so that was the problem. In fact, when this damper would open, because you remember they're spring-loaded to be open, so they open a lot faster than they close, When this damper would open up while the blower was running, you'd hear a big change in airflow coming from the air handler. So you know that the way that the vents were currently set up with how she had it, it just wasn't good for the air system. And I mean, if you think about it, if it was air conditioning season, let's say, chances are the evaporator would start icing up because, you know, it's not getting significant airflow to absorb heat from, which is why it would start icing up. You don't want that to happen either. But the good news is now. Now with that second vent installed, all the vents are open like they should be, and there's even more airflow now in general, which means that the air handler should be working better than it was before when just zone 2 is calling for heat or cooling. And once again, let me just show you, okay? This is the zone 2 duct. It goes all the way here, okay? And it doesn't branch off at all until it gets all the way down there. That in itself might have been kind of a not so great design, I don't know, but considering opening the vents and adding the extra vent now has improved the airflow and there's no more high limit trips or anything like that, I'm going to guess that for the most part the air handler is doing just fine when just zone 2 is calling for heating or cooling. Okay, and I guess that's basically it, guys, okay? I guess I'll just finish down here. So like I said, it was a it was a pre-insulated duct. I attached it right there to the main zone 2 duct. Used foil tape. Foil tape is a great thing, by the way. It does much better than regular duct tape, that's for sure. Put it all around here, make sure there were no leaks. There was a manual damper on the duct too, and he has that fully open, so that way all these vents are getting full airflow and everything, so it's doing much better than it was before. And like before, it goes over there to the vent. Like I said, the duct is kind of in front of that light bulb now and the window, but you know, who knows, maybe in the future we can just put a light bulb up there or something if it's a problem. But you know, like I said, if we were to open that window, we'd still get airflow and everything from the outside, fresh air from here too, the egress window, which is the biggest one. So all in all, really isn't that much of a problem. The thing came out very well and they did a great job. Alright guys, there you have it. New vent is installed in the bathroom. The temperature inside that bathroom is much better than it used to be, and the air handler itself is definitely working under much better conditions now. So as usual, thank you very much for watching, and take care.